Hey guys, welcome back to Paradise. So it's officially been 2 years now since we've moved into our little truck camper here after living in our Escape for about 3 years now. And we have done a ton of renovations to this little thing. I didn't realize you could rip so much stuff out of a truck camper. But so pretty much we ripped everything out. But today I'm going to show you pretty much what our renovations were and kind of give you a little glimpse of our everyday life inside of our truck camper. So let's jump into it. Alright, let's check her out inside. Hey, little bear. And as you will notice right away, something is missing. The table/bench that is usually right here is completely gone. We removed that, mostly just because it was kind of in the way. And we have 3 dogs, and this is kind of their little bed down here, so that we put some blankets down here, a nice sheet to keep them cool, and also it's easy to shake out when they bring in sand and cactus and everything else that dogs drag in. So that actually opens up this nicely down here, and then when we have to put the top down when it's windy out, then we can sleep down here as well. So Heather will sleep down here and I can sleep up there, or vice versa, or however it works. But it works a lot better than trying to have this couch here and then both of us sleep on there. Okay, now that we're inside, let's see what else we can find here. So this used to actually be a stove here, and we removed it completely. And we just put a board in, so now we can get to whatever's underneath a lot simpler. So that was a nice renovation there, because before this was literally the only door, and that's pretty small, to get into like this huge cupboard back here. There's no way to else get into there because the stove was there, and we don't use propane, so we decided to remove the stove completely, and we'll just put a board in there, and then we can remove it and get into whatever else we need. Next, this door right here, as you can see, doesn't look like the other ones. This one we actually made. This is actually where the heater was. So we removed the heater completely because we have no need for heat because we move with the weather. So we have removed that, and that made actually more storage too. So that the heater actually went all the way back to here. So, and it took up whatever, that huge width. So it gave us more storage space there. So then we had to make a door for it. So that's what that used to be. Next, the sink. The sink we really don't use. It's just kind of there every once in a while. We kind of just use it for storage right now. And then we removed the faucet, and I just kind of put a piece of wood there to make it level so we can maximize the counter space there. So as we move around the corner here, this used to be a fridge. We removed the fridge completely, and believe it or not, the fridge is actually really heavy. So if you're trying to save some weight, you can get rid of the fridge. It was probably about 80 pounds. But we removed it completely. Saved us a lot of space because the fridge actually doesn't have a lot of storage space in it to begin with. It's mostly just a lot of filler. And it kind of molded a lot too, so we just ripped the whole thing completely out. And we gained about probably 5, 6, 7 inches in the back of it because that's kind of where the motor's at to keep it cool. And that's pretty much where all your weight is too. So now we gained all that depth-wise, and we gained it height-wise because we opened it up completely. So we just made our own little lock for it there, and now we kind of made a 2-layer. We made a shelf in it, so down below this is all insulation, and then we put plexiglass in it. So if you're interested in how we made that, we made a little video on it. But down here, this is just where we keep our vegetables, so it'll keep kind of cool. There's more insulation on the door there, and then up top, just more storage space. We have a silverware container there that works out pretty good to keep things divided. All right, move around the corner here. What else did we rip out? Back here, if you're interested in a good book, The History of Salt. Really good. Really informational. Back here, this used to be where pretty much your all the electrical stuff came from, that ran all the outlets and the fridge and everything. All the main power source came from in here. There used to just be an actual vent there. But we're never hooked up to the grid because we ripped all the electrical stuff out, besides the taillights on the camper. So we didn't really need this, and that's actually really heavy too. So now we just made a little door for it. There's more books. So we got kind of our overflow library down there. So that's what we turned that into. And then also up in these two, I'm not sure what they're actually supposed to be for, but there's our actual library. Kind of a mess right now, but there's more books. We like picking up books along the way, and we get them at thrift shops for really cheaper. Let's see what else we got. So down here, This is usually where the water storage goes. The big, I think we had like a 17-gallon tank down there below. But when we bought it, it was super moldy. So we just decided to gut it completely and rip it all out. So I ripped the hinges off the doors. So now I can just kind of open it up like that because we have so many blankets down here. It actually builds it up so you can't swing the door open. But so now you can just open it like that. And that's actually more of our fridge, if you want to call it that, than anything, because it actually stays pretty cool down there. There's no sunshine coming from the outside of the vehicle. So, and then we usually keep like a pillow or something in front of the door, and it actually keeps it really cold in there. So that becomes our makeshift fridge. So let's go back outside here. I'll show you a few things on the outside. So this is where the heater came out at. So we put a piece of metal over that to block that. This is where the back of the fridge was. There's a board there to block that. And there's your electrical connections. That's caulked shut. There's your water going in. That's caulked shut. So as you can see, we are completely off grid. There's no way for us to even hook up all together. So now we'll go around here and show you what we did with the propane. There you go. It was raining this morning, so I was catching water for the dogs. So this is our propane door. We turned it. Hannah knows what's in there. It's where our dog toys are kept. So, yeah, we'd have no room for propane anyways. Are you excited? Do you want a toy? Which one do you want? You want the ball? There you go. Good boy. Oh, Cuckoo's coming too. He needs a toy. You ready? There you go, bud. So there you have it. There's a little tour of our house, all the renovations we did, and pretty much we just gutted the thing, which to begin with, we wanted just the frame of the camper, but that's like impossible to find. And these older ones, this is a 1995 Shadow Cruiser, so it pretty much just sat in somebody's yard for a long time, so it kind of deteriorated, but the pop-up was working, and that's pretty much all we needed. The frame was fine. So we pretty much ripped everything out, and that's how we live now, and that's how we can afford to live on a cheap budget. You rip everything out and never hook up to anything. Hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll see you next time. Bye.